good time so far? Okay, so today we worked on dynamic musicality, which means musicality that moves, right? Instead of just kind of consistently hitting the music from time to time, space to space, we're changing fundamental concepts of how we do what we do, not necessarily what we're doing, to change that up. So we started off with our sequence. We had a sugar push. We had our left side, our tuck, our right side, our whip. Okay. All patterns that you probably came in knowing, you most definitely did, because we didn't break them down that much. And we want to change the complexion of how it looks. So the first thing we did is we took it to closed position, and we really kind of showed, like, what do we do when a song is kind of softer, moves a little bit differently. We talked about a lot of tips on how to handle closed position, especially from the follower side.
Setting a frame and letting the followers come into that, showing them where you want to be. Right? Yeah. Taking the left hand, right? Making sure we're not hovering and it's well connected to my leader.
And it really is, this is where a lot of times followers are trying to find the right tone of how to connect. Janelle's really letting gravity do the work for her. Cool. Okay, so from here, we talked about maintaining the same rules that we always have. Leaders initiate motion, followers fill it out. Followers are filling through. There's just not a lot of space to fill through, so it happens quickly. Step, same thing, following through. As we hit our left side, boom. Here comes our tuck. We opened it up.
Following to the end of the slot.
Our followers were in charge of filling out the rest of that motion. Leaders, like all of our fours, we've kind of stopped moving. From here, we went back to close, catching our follower in her normal flight. I would like to kind of do this from the side, just so you can see it a little bit easier. If Janelle's moving by me in a right side pass, there's a consistent kind of rate of movement for her up and down the slot. Now what I'm going to do is set a boundary that doesn't allow her to go as far. It doesn't change the timing of how she's moving up and down the slot. And then from here we have our whip.
Still finding the end of the pocket. Triple step.
Cool. And then the last little bit was, which we didn't get to cover a lot, but I want you guys to play with because I really love this sort of stuff, is where we take this closed position and move it closer. Right? So we're going to really kind of like let this hang, really relax into it. And there's going to be like almost no space. So this is all weight transfers and immediate connection. So we have boom, boom. Here comes that tuck, and it's going to expand out and look gigantic because of how close we just were. But then again, I'm going to catch up to my follower and reintroduce that position.